if I do another restaurant, pub, this is gonna be on the menu. I mean, it's so good. If you've ever had Izakaya, my plan is freaking crazy. Ludicrous. And this is why plant-based doctors don't like me. But then again, I'm not doing this for health reasons. I'm doing it for the animals. Good thing I didn't eat dinner. So Izakaya is like Japanese pub food. It's super fun environment. And I went to some amazing Izakaya restaurants in Vancouver, Canada. Long time ago. Anyways, my memorable eating experiences there were at these amazing Izakaya restaurants where they just serve beer and small plates. Lots of fried food, grilled items. This is gonna be me recreating small plates Izakaya style. Great with drinking beer, watching a game, having fun, just have friends over. These are gonna be kick-ass.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shining, showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night.
I still have all these mushrooms, but I have an idea. So I'm just gonna check them. They're all really clean already, so I'm gonna see how many I can fit in this pot. Because what I'm gonna do, just gonna save a few of these. But the rest, I'm just gonna plop in here. And then we're gonna try to keep them all whole. Look at that, that's a baby. That's a beautiful one. I'm just trying to fit them all in here on top. I'm just gonna fill this with water. All right, that's full. All right, I'm gonna bring this to a boil and they should all shrink down. But we'll check back here in a minute. Oh, are you hungry? You're hungry, huh? You waiting for dinner? You want some dinner? Oh, yes, you want some dinner. Oh, give me kisses, give me kisses. Okay, let's feed you. Oh, it's boiling. Nice. That's beautiful. Oh, no. Just lowered the heat a little bit on this so it doesn't boil over. All right, so I'm just gonna let this boil for like 5 minutes and then I'm gonna shut it off and let it cool. I'm gonna let it cool completely and I'm not gonna bore you with that part. But I'm gonna take Frankie for a good long walk and then I'm gonna take him out and let him dry. So it's the evening now and I wanna prep these for tomorrow because I have a really exciting thought that I want to create. I'm really, really hungry right now, so I find that's the best time for me to innovate, and I start thinking, all right, what am I going to make? What do I have? It's kind of like a whole process with me. It's what I've learned about myself. Beautiful. It smells super delicious. I am going to save this liquid, and I will make a broth out of it, but for now, I just wanted to cook those mushrooms. I don't want to break these, so I'm just going to be super gentle. Put them in here. They're going to cool down. The broth smells delicious. Also, by using the colander, I can save all the excess. I just like the whole idea of using mega mushroom sizes to create meaty textures and amazing. Okay, I'm just going to let this sit in the corner. What I'm dealing with here. You want to go for your walk? Want to go for a walk? Oh, yes, she does. She loves going for a walk. so beautiful. Sit. All right, it's the next day. So the mushrooms have cooled in the refrigerator. I have the broth separated over there. We'll use that for a different recipe or maybe later. But right now, it's for the mushrooms. So I just let them sit under this paper towel to drain. Some liquid came out, not too much, because I got most of it out last night. I'm just gonna add this to the rest. So this is what they look like after they've been boiled. And there's a little tough bit right here. So I'm gonna trim the mushrooms and they'll be like this size right here. So, you know, bigger than my thumb, like a size of a large chicken nugget. So I'm just gonna take each of these mushrooms, find out if there's a hard spot. I'll take this off. It's a little bit too hard to chew on, and then just spread them like this. Somewhat smaller pieces, not too small. So rather than in the bowl, I'm gonna just add them to here so I can see how many I have. They seem pretty dry. They just feel a lot like, you know, like a chicken breast would at the moment. This is a pretty big one, so we'll just split it in half. Like that. So this is a fun project for me, man. I love working with mushrooms. And these ones are the mushrooms from the chicken farm that we transformed into a mushroom farm here in the UK. You know, once you boil them or poach them, and you can let them sit, you can marinate them for a couple days if you want in something, which we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna marinate in 3 different marinades, and we're gonna make 3 different styles. And there you have. This is our raw ingredient now. Very, very chicken-like texture mushroom. Then we're gonna start on the marinade. I peeled a whole bulb of garlic. Peeled, and the ends are chopped off. And I'm gonna need some ginger. Using a spoon really does help make it super easy. And it's funny because I see plenty of trained chefs using knives to do it, but a spoon, it just rolls along all the curves. Then you can save all the skins, a little bit of lemon, maybe some cardamom, make tea if you want. And there you have it. Just gonna give these a rinse under the water. Get rid of this. And this is a lot of ginger paste. Well, it's gonna be. And I'm just gonna pound this to a paste. Get it like this. Now I don't have to clean this out because it's ginger, and I'm just gonna add the garlic in here now. I'm just gonna do the same with the garlic. So quite a lot in here. So it's easier to try to just smash each one of the garlic cloves in there first before you start going. So just start slow and then pick up the pace slowly. So we have our garlic paste. So this is the way to make ginger paste, garlic paste, if you don't want to buy it from the store, because I think the store ones, you know, when you do it too soon, it just kind of lacks flavor. It loses its luster. But this, super fresh, is best. Just to take that flavor out of the mortar, this is a little bit of mirin. I only have a little bit left, so there's like 2-3 tablespoons of that. That's Japanese rice wine. It's got a sweet hint to it. And this is dark soy sauce. So I'm just gonna add probably about 5 or 6 tablespoons. Splash of brown rice vinegar, oops, about 2 tablespoons. And then I have just regular soy. Probably about a half a cup. I have some brown sugar, like 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna stir this. Since I have 3 different recipes I wanna do, I'm gonna just break these up into thirds. So 1/3 is gonna go into this bowl. Ginger, I won't need all of it, but I will use 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. I want this super flavorful. Same with the garlic. 1, 2. That'll be a nice marinade. And then we have the soy mixture. Just gonna add that right to it. To really round it out with some chili peppers. So they're both kind of spicy, super flavorful. Add them directly to this, all of them. There's a little bit of sugar in there, there's acid, you know, we got the sweet, the acidic, umami. It's gonna be delicious. Some people were asking how you clean the cutting board. So after I do ginger and garlic, this is just a wet soapy cloth. I'm just wiping it down, that's it. There's no animal products on here. I'm not having any cross-contamination. I'll do a proper scrub down after I make this video and get all done. But for now, while I'm cooking, I just use a wet paper towel, not wet paper towel, a wet towel. A little soapy water on it, so it doesn't linger. And that's it, between each show. Between each vegetable. Because each vegetable deserves its own clean spot to be cut on. No making no messes. This is one. Second marinade bowl. I'm gonna come clean here. I used to drink soy milk because it was the only milk that was available years back, other than cow's milk, which I won't touch anymore because cow's milk is for baby cows. And then oat milk came out, like all the plant-based milks came on the market. And I gravitate towards oat. I just feel like oat milk tastes the best. It's much more neutral flavor. Whereas some of the soys, like this soy, it's just super strong soy flavor. And I had it in my coffee the past couple days, and I just prefer oat milk in my coffee. Because a lot of people are like, oh, what do you like in your coffee? Well, I'll take whatever's available, plant-based, but my preference is oat milk. This recipe, I'm gonna be using soy because it has more protein in it, and it'll curdle better to help make a nice buttermilk. And then I bought some pickles. As they call them over here, gherkins. All this pickle juice, and that's going to be the acid to help curdle it and make buttermilk. A tablespoon of that garlic from out in my garden. Got a couple sage leaves, rosemary sprig, and thyme. And I'm just leaving them whole. If anybody wants to know, I just take the herbs I pick from my garden and I put wet paper towel between each layer of the fresh thyme, rosemary, and sage that I have here, and I have some oregano in here, but this will last in the fridge for a good week, and I just pull from it rather than having to go outside. So this is it right here. It's just like a pickly, creamy buttermilk. Just gonna add half the mushrooms. A little bit of salt here and another pinch of pepper. And then I'm just gonna stir it up. And that is our second marinade. Whew, the pepper. So cutting board, right? You saw how I wipe it. But underneath it, so it doesn't move around. Usually you can add a wet towel, but since I leave it here stationary, I bought these little rubbery mat things, and they stay under here to help with moving around. It still moves around a little bit though. So what I've noticed, I love and prefer the wooden cutting boards. They're super beautiful, and it's just a nice thing to have out all the time, whereas if I had a plastic one, I'd put it away and take it out. But I like keeping this big one right on here. It just looks like it's part of the counter. But what I noticed is that all wood ones, all of them, tend to like warp a little bit. For some reason or other, it does. I don't know the scientific reason, but I'll end up flipping it over after I wash it. After I wash it, clean it up good, I'll scrub both sides with soapy water, let it in the sink, drip dry in the sink, and then I'll just flip it over. And then it warps the other way. Because I can use both surfaces, and I do. It's just always clean it well at the end of each day. And always clean while I'm cooking. But I love my cutting boards, and so many people ask all the time where I get it. And I found this one on Etsy. Somebody was making them. So I suggest if you want a nice cutting board, it's worth the investment, totally. Either go on Etsy, find a woodworker. There's a couple companies in America. In the UK, I don't know the companies, yeah, but search online. That's wherever I move to. I'm always looking for high quality. Like I want high quality cutting board or chopping block, which I have over there, a big chopping block island, but I tend to use this all the time. Anyways, that's my cutting board story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, third one. I'm gonna use a tablespoon of garlic. I'm just gonna use the rest of the garlic. Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit of this in that buttermilk one, the leftover, just so it's extra garlicky. I have the garlic in here, and then Frank's. I have Red Hot, Frank's Red Hot. That's it. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I do like using this hot sauce for this. Simple. The hot sauce is going to be powerful enough, and it's got an acidic enough, so I'm just going to add mushrooms right to it. And then give it a mix. Just to make sure you're coating all of the mushrooms evenly. I'm just going to put all of these into the refrigerator. We got the teriyaki, the spicy Red Hot, and the pickle buttermilk. All of them are gonna be super flavorful because every Izakaya restaurant style pub I've ever been to, it's bar food, it's drinking food. So you make it, it's super, super flavorful to encourage you to drink, which I don't do a lot, but once in a while I'll enjoy a beer, especially with some of these. All right, it's time for my favorite part, the breading. Come over to my breading station. So what I have here is I have a bunch of different starches. So I have white rice flour starch, cornstarch, corn flour, potato starch, potato flour. You can use whatever. I'm going to show the examples that it doesn't matter which starch. They're all going to work the same. And then I have some regular flour. When I do breading, I like to use big containers. I see so many of these creators using like little tiny bowls to bread things. That's not how we do it in the restaurant. We do it in big containers so you don't make a mess and you can cover more surface. All right, so the first one I'm gonna do is the teriyaki. So these have been marinated overnight. This is the next day. That's why I'm in a different outfit. And I'm actually gonna wear an apron for this because I don't wanna get it all over me. But we're gonna start out with the soy, ginger, garlic one, teriyaki style. And I'm gonna use all potato starch for this. So I'm just going to empty all of this out here. And then I have a little bit of a soy milk that I squeezed some lemon in. That's all. So I set up my station, wet, dry, wet, and then dry again. I'm just going to reuse this. One hand's wet, one hand's dry. I'm just going to coat it completely. Drop it in. That's it. Now this process takes a little bit. You just want to make sure you tap off all the extra. And then just placing it here. And I'm just going to do that with all of them. And then that's it. So now I'm just gonna clean this up, clean this area, and then start over. I'm gonna save this soy though. Now you can see these, they look gorgeous. I'm gonna set them aside. Okay, for the buttermilk pickle one, I'm gonna use a mixture of white flour and rice flour. So just a mixture. I'm just gonna use all of it. Why not? I ripped the bag. Since I have so much, I'm gonna just mix it up with my hands here and then use 2 containers. Wet, dry, wet, dry. Okay, so same process. Wet hand, dry hand, just alternate it. Into the soy. And just repeat that process. I like to double dredge them because they just get extra crispier. And then also, the reason why I mix the starch with the flour is because the flour tends to burn or turn golden color faster or brown faster, whereas the starch doesn't. So it allows you to cook it a little bit longer to make sure it's cooked. You can see these ones look great. And then that's it. I'm just gonna clean this stuff up and on to the next one. All right, for this next one, I'm gonna use part flour, part cornstarch or corn flour. And ideally you should sift this, and I'm not doing that right now. It's not a deal breaker if there's any clumps. So I just like to stir it around in here. So we're gonna be doing these. These are the spicier ones. Texas barbecue rub. And that's gonna go on the last coating. Same process. All right, while I'm letting the oil heat up in the fryer, I'm just gonna take oil mixture and I'm just gonna bring that to simmer. And this is gonna be one of the dipping sauces. I'm just gonna reduce that down a little bit. I just took some barbecue sauce that I have and some sriracha, and that's gonna be another dip. So we have 3 dips. Oil's up to 350 degrees, 185 Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. Here, not too many, I don't wanna crowd it, but I have quite a few to work through, so. I'm just gonna fry those for about 3 or 4 minutes. Turning them over here and there till they're nice and golden crispy brown. And these look about perfect. So I'm just gonna do that with the rest of them. 3 different styles. Just being very careful with the oil. I always suggest being super careful. And then this sauce, this was just boiling, so I'm just gonna strain it, and then it'll be a dipping sauce. All right, so while those are cooking, check this out. Super meaty. Look at that, it's so good. This is amazing, like legit. This is the soy ginger teriyaki one. It's freaking delicious. Incredible. Wow. Okay. All right, this is crazy. This is crazy. Look at all, look at all this. That is freaking crazy. Ugh. So we have our buttermilk pickle and like a horseradish mayo. And then this is a spicy and barbecue spice, barbecue sriracha dip. And then this bad boy is the teriyaki style. And this is why plant-based doctors don't like me. But then again, I'm not doing this for health reasons. I'm doing it for the animals. So a treat once in a while is A-okay in my book, because this is a rare occasion. Whoa, what a production that was. That over the course of a couple days. these. Like legit amazing. It's hard. It's like so late. I don't know if I can call any neighbors, so I might have to wait and pop them in the oven, reheat them tomorrow, give them some neighbors. But I gotta try them right now because my mouth is watering. This one is the spicy one, the one marinated in the hot sauce. Like, wow. It's so freaking meaty. Ah, I like that one because it has some kick. It's got that tangy, like vinegary. It's a nice flavor with that crispy skin. It's very Moorish. And I didn't add a lot of salt to the ending. I think it's freaking perfect. So freaking good. It's just so good. It's ridiculous. Let's do the soy ginger. They just look like chicken wings. I mean, look at that. Come on, look at that. It's freaking awesome. Because it's not an animal product, I took the marinade and just reduced that down. No, guys, we grew this in a chicken farm that's now growing mushrooms. The soy ginger teriyaki style one is freaking delicious. It's got nice, lovely tang in the soy with the ginger. And then I put some chili peppers in there. I mean, it's so good. It's so delicious. And the flavor penetrated entirely. It's just delicious. I mean, it makes me want to have it. I need something to drink, which hence the great pub food. Oh, and look who's here to visit. Hi, Frankie. How are you?
Oh, you're so beautiful.
It's almost your bedtime. Yeah, I know, but I'm eating. I know, so that's why you're here. All right, now you really shouldn't, I see you drooling. Now you really shouldn't be eating any kind of fried food. Good girl. That's it though, okay? The buttermilk ones. I did fry the pickles and I love a good fried pickle. Delicious. A little horseradish mayo. Super good. This is the buttermilk pickle fried one, marinated. Super freaking amazing. I love it when I get excited about my own food. It just makes me happy. I don't need anybody else's approval. I know this shit's amazing. It just looks like a chicken thigh. It's crazy. And here's what it looks like all put away, ready for my neighbors. And they're gonna be some treats going around. Here. I try to get Frankie to do the exit video. All right, here you go. Look, if you liked this video, I appreciate you sticking around. I got a lot more over here and I got a lot more coming up. Oh, I love you. It's bedtime.